Hello there. So my name is Derailious. Today I'll be beginning a new series on this channel, the Hypixel Skyblock Mega Guide, which will start from the very beginning of the game and move into every facet, every nook, and every cranny, and will teach players how to go from fresh island to multimillionaire, and every step in between. A few assumptions will be made before we begin, just to standardize the process. I'll be assuming for the entire series that you're playing on Minecraft 1.8.9, have Optifine, and have a basic understanding of Minecraft's basic systems. As well, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel, liking the video, all that stuff. It helps the channel a lot, it keeps me in the recommendations, and it helps me grow, so I do appreciate it. Today's episode will be focusing on the very beginning of the game, and by the end you'll have access to multiple islands, a few hundred coins, and a fundamental understanding of how skills work. These videos will be kept short, such that they can be easily produced and fact-checked, but please do correct me down below if any information is incorrect at all. I will attempt to be as transparent and factual as possible in this series, and that includes taking down videos which have incorrect information in them. I want to take this seriously. And without further ado, let us begin. So, you've logged into Skyblock for the first time. You've chopped down a tree, you've made a wooden pickaxe as the right side of your screen has instructed you to, you've built a little bridge, maybe gotten the chest down below, and gone through this portal, which will take you directly to the hub island, where the first major problem for new players arises: information overload. If you look around, you see hundreds of players doing hundreds of things that you probably don't particularly know how they work, and that's entirely and totally understandable. So, let's start breaking it down. If you move directly in front of you from where you first spawned in, you'll see this big map. This map is also a problem. It has way too much information on it, but for now we're going to only be focusing on a few things: the gold mine, the barn, and the spider's den to the left. As well, we're probably going to be looking at the park, but that's probably going to come later. These 4 islands are the main 4 you'll be at, likely except for the spider's den, in which you'll be likely traveling to the end more. But for now, this is where you're going to mostly be. If you move slightly to the left away from the map and walk straight forward, you'll go into the mining area. Now, not all of this stuff is used for mining. There's an enchantment room over there, a blacksmith, and a few merchants over here, which you can talk to if you have a few coins, and you can pick up some stuff. So you have rookie pickaxes, onyxes, which I'll get into in another video, and other items that will be useful to you. But if you keep walking forward for now, you're going to want to get your skills up. And in order to do that, you're going to have to mine. Now, skills are a fundamental portion of the Skyblock gameplay loop. If you go into your inventory, or your Skyblock menu, with the 9th slot of your hotbar, you can click on your skills, which is the diamond sword. As you can see, you have multiple different skills in Skyblock, all of which have, certain upgrades and numbers attached to them, and they currently look really confusing. But to break it down as fundamentally as possible, your skills go up when you do a certain task. If I killed mobs, I get combat skill. If I mine blocks, I get mining skill. So, what you're going to want to do, and as you can see I currently have a mining skill of 5, is you're going to want to break blocks. You take your wooden pickaxe or your stone pickaxe or whatever you currently have, and you start breaking up cobblestone. And maybe grab a couple of pieces of coal. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, the mining level that you have will be going up during this, and you'll slowly be increasing. Soon, you'll hit mining level 1, which will grant you access to the gold mine, which is a very important place, and can be found by just continuing down this path directly in front from where you initially spawn, if you ever get lost. So, you run through, you jump on this little slime pad, and you get launched over to the gold mine, where you'll switch islands and finally be at your destination. Here, you're going to want to continue the same process. You're going to want to run through. You can speak to this guy, Rusty, who can apply an enchantment for you, which will probably be the first time I bring up enchantments. As you can see, I have an iron sword with no enchantment. If I put it in here, I can add the telekinesis enchantment for 100 coins, which basically allows block and mob drops to go directly into your inventory instead of being dropped. It's incredibly useful. I'm actually going to get it on my pickaxe right now. So yeah. If you speak to the lazy miner here, he'll tell you something kind of important. If you head down, and you'll slowly head down, you can end up finding an iron pickaxe. And it will be, hold on, let me just run down here. Right over here, as you can see. This pickaxe is the one that I currently have. It starts with the same enchantments minus the telekinesis. It starts with Smelting Touch, which basically allows blocks to be smelted immediately. If I break this piece of iron, I get an iron ingot instead of an iron ore. It is incredibly useful. It allows you to very easily gain resources, and I generally like it. What you're going to want to do is stay in these mines, farm up till you're about mining level 5. You'll be able to see your level in your inventory at any point, and the level ups will pop up in chat, so you will know when they happen. And then you'll want to head up here. Head directly straight forward from where you initially came in, and you're going to want to go to the deep caverns. When you launch on this launch pad, you do the same process as before, and you launch right through. The deep caverns is an incredibly important place, probably the most important place. It is where you are going to spend the most of your time for the very beginning of the game. So you're going to launch in. As you can see, I just discovered the gunpowder mines. Very important area. It's going to be very helpful for you in particular. By now, you likely want to create some armor, because there will be mobs here, and they will want to kill you, as you can see. So as you can see, you're doing about 30 or 40 damage for now. That should be where you're at, hopefully. And you can keep mining. As I can see, I have, let's say, 5 iron on me. In your inventory, or in your menu, you have a crafting table that you can use anywhere. As well, there's this smart crafting feature on the right side of your screen, but that's reserved only for people with a certain rank. So I will not be using it for the duration of this series. So yeah, you keep mining, you keep gathering up resources. And say you've made enough, you feel comfortable going in there with the 40 defense you have, and you speak to the lift operator. This guy is very important. He controls the lift that allows you to go up and down. It's basically a fast travel point. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head to the back of the mines. Follow my path if you want to get there directly. And drop down, where soon you'll be at the lapis mines. This is a very popular location in the very beginning of Skyblock because these mobs here have a rare drop called lapis armor. Lapis armor by itself is not very useful. It's very early game gear. It's not the best stuff in the game, but it does help out for very early game players and for players who want to get a quick start. And a lot of people will be running around with lapis armor at the very beginning of the game. I think this is where I'm going to stop talking about mining for now. We'll get into the deeper levels of the deep caverns for now, but what I do recommend you do is, if you are here, is you farm up a few of these mobs. Maybe you get a few hundred coins. You stockpile that. You stockpile your resources. And you kill all those mobs off. And you basically grab, hopefully, 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe even all 4 pieces of lapis armor. And by that point, you should also be having a decently leveled combat skill, hopefully around 5 or 6, which will allow you to do bonus damage to mobs and increase one of your stats, which I will get into next episode, where I will go down fully in the lapis mines. But for now, you can head back to the hub. As you can see, I have a fast travel point in my inventory, or in my menu. As you can see, the fast travel point looks like the little world, and for MVPs, it looks like this, with the fast travel points all on the side, but usually it just takes you back to the hub, or back to your island. For the other parts of this episode, we're going to go first to the right, or to the left from where you first spawn in. It's kind of confusing, because obviously you can go in all 4 directions, but if you're starting from this point, it'll be directly to your left. You could even pass through this little area, which I will also get into in a future episode, probably 2 or 3 episodes down. But this area, as you can see by me holding an axe, is for foraging. Foraging in this game also means chopping down wood. Obviously, there is no lumber-specific skill. This is used for most things related to chopping down trees, whereas mostly everything else is related to farming. As you can see, I just got access to the birch park, which is very useful. You're going to want to level up your skills, as you did for mining. And once again, if you skip directly to this part of the video, I recommend you check out the mining section first, because it's most important that you level up mining, then foraging, and then farming, which will be coming later. So you come over to the birch park. Same general strategy here. You just level up by farming up skills. I'm not going to beat this dead horse even further into the ground. You know how to chop down trees. I believe in you guys. You just sort of chop these trees down. You can head over to these slime pads, which will take you from island to island. And as you can see, they require different levels. Like currently, I can't really step on them, so I would have to farm up these trees. But you understand the point of that. I don't have to keep talking about that. So yeah, let's get into the final section of this video, which will be for farming. As you can see, a quick note I want to make is if you're on another island and you fast travel to the hub, you initially won't be able to start directly at the spawn. You'll be right next to where the TP is to the last island you were at. To go somewhere else, you're going to want to go directly to your island first. As you can see, we have the welcome back thing here. And then you can go back to the hub, which should, if I'm not mistaken, take you right back to the middle, which is very useful for fast travel early game. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to the right of the initial hub spawn, and you're going to head this way, up the pathways on the right side, until you see wheat. Now, I don't know what to tell you on this. This is farming. You just sort of attack the wheat, you beat the crap out of it, and you get up the levels. There's also this guy here, this little minion fella. I'm not going to go into detail about minions, but let's just make the note that if you speak to Arthur here, he'll tell you how minions work very basically. Just speak to him. Can I speak to the minion yet? Hello. I can't speak to him. Well, that's kind of upsetting. Well, anyway, you just sort of farm up the wheat here, and you gain your levels as you would normally. Once again, you're going to be wanting to farm to level 5. And as you level up, you'll probably notice that there are collections in the bottom left, which are you are leveling up. I will go further into that next episode, so do not fret about that. And once again, if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask away in the comments down below. I am down to answer any questions you guys have. So once you've received a couple levels, you could probably head over now to the barn, which, as you can see, once again, another teleport right next to the gold mine, as you can see it over there. And you sort of jump through, and boom, now you're at the barn. The barn, once again, is another location where you just level up your skills, obviously with significantly less importance than something like the lapis mines or the deep caverns where the lapis mines is located. But once again, you can level up to 5. You can also go to another location once you're at level 5. I am not going to go there now because it's not very relevant right now, but it's a mushroom desert. Obviously, as you can see, over there, there is cocoa beans, rabbits spawn there, as well as sugarcane, cactus, and obviously both types of mushrooms. So, yeah. That is probably going to do it for this video. If you just level up your base skills, you get them to all around base level 7, you'll be ready and raring to go for the next video, in which I will talk about a few things, notably the bazaar, how to access the deepest levels of the deep caverns and get the items from them, using the auction house and very basic things to purchase, fairy souls and how to get them, as well as minions and how to use them at a very fundamental level. This series is meant to be a super in-depth guide. I am not going to be a very lightly, let's talk about this for maybe a second, let's talk about that for maybe 2 seconds. This is going to be very in-depth. Obviously, it looks like I'm going to be beating a dead horse into the ground with this series, but I wanted something that players can feel like, I don't know, like a fully in-depth resource guide for how everything works. And I'm going to go from the start of the game to the end. So right now, if you're, a veteran player, it sounds like everything I'm talking about is all, whatever, doesn't particularly matter to your journey and what you're doing. But everyone needs a place to start, and I think this is the starting point for everyone, so I might as well get down to that. And, yeah, thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around to the end of this video, I really do appreciate it. I hope you can hit that subscribe button, check me out on Twitch, and I'll see you guys in the next one, where we do a few more cool things, and we hopefully get some of your stats up. I'll probably also be talking about stats in that video too, but whatever. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Peace out.